Following a disclosure that Deputy Prime Minister Sean Richards had not been attending cabinet meetings for weeks, as a matter of principle, Richards has spoken openly on the matter for the first time at a 7th April PAM Town Hall meeting. From Richards' own comments, he has refused to attend cabinet meetings because he believes the Prime Minister is involved with his name being included in a police report for an incident at a nightclub involving the police and another Minister of Government, in which Richards said he was never involved and was not at the scene. After a meeting with the Prime Minister, who also is the Minister of National Security, and a cabinet meeting in which the Commissioner of Police was present, Richards said it was his understanding that his name would be removed from the police report. According to Richards, that was not the case and indicated the Prime Minister was playing an unacceptable role in the matter. Richards spoke of the meeting set up to discuss the matter with the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister spoke and he gave his side of the story. But when the Prime Minister finished speaking, I gave my side of the story. And I said, Prime Minister, this is what you have not said. That you sent messages to persons saying to persons that you understand that the next Minister of Government was at last lap when this thing happened. Because of course persons knew that Lindsay was there. There was a recording that sounded like John L. And some persons knew that John L. was there. But the Prime Minister telling persons, sending messages, speaking to persons that the next Minister of Government was at last lap when this thing happened. When I said that in the meeting, the Prime Minister said, how that can be true? He ain't had no conversation with nobody about anything that happened at last lap. And he went on and on and on and on. As to how that is a falsehood. People being malicious, people telling lies on him. And I listened, and as I listened, I laughed to myself. I laughed. And you know why I laughed? Because when he was finished, I said the Prime Minister is being dishonest. The Prime Minister ain't telling the truth. Because at the end of the day, after the past one I spoke, by the end of the day, the person called me back and said to me that the Prime Minister called them and said, how can you breach my confidence in you? And why was he able to tell the person, how can you breach your confidence in me? This said morning when the person told me so, I spoke to the AG about it. The AG's advice was, Sean, you need to go and have a meeting with the Prime Minister about it. I said, okay, AG, I'm going to send the Prime Minister a message. The AG said, don't send him the message. Go and have a meeting with him about it. I said, okay, AG, I'll take your advice. I didn't get around to having the meeting. But by the end of the day, the Prime Minister knew that I knew that he said to somebody, an ex-Minister of Government was at last lap when this thing happened. Now what is interesting is that the person he spoke to is a media person. Just as I stand up in defense of people in this country, I will stand up when it comes to myself. Some may not like it, but I will defend me. Nobody gonna use my name for political purposes. Not a soul gonna use my name for political purposes, for their narrow, selfish political agenda.
Richards' public statement on the matter comes at a time when coalition partners PAM and CCM are publicly at odds with the PLP Prime Minister over what they say are core issues of trust and his undermining of the Charleston Accord that brought the three political parties together. Glenn Bart reporting for SK Newsline.